Alright, so this is the first video of weekly video that I plan to continue doing. Now basically, first thing you see is this is the new page I just opened last week, Toronto Living Now. So I've been away from this kind of weekly video for quite some time. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see that the last update I did was back in April, and today is November. So what happened in this 7 months? So some of you know, some of you might not know that at the beginning of this year, 2019, I made a very big change for my life. So basically, something happened back in 2018 that makes me kind of rethink about life in general. And long story short, I went back to do what I love most, which is acting. So at the beginning of this year, I start a journey as a professional actor. And for people who don't know much about acting, it is a very wonderful thing, but it is also very chaotic in terms of scheduling and in terms of lifestyle. And because this was a whole new venture for me, so I did it all in. I did 100%. So I start imitating the lifestyle of my acting friends, and I start working as an actor and also working as a waiter, working as a driver. So basically for me, it's just to experience this so-called lifestyle as an actor, aspiring actor. And I must say that it has a lot of ups and downs. But right now we're at the end of November, basically right at the end of 2019. I can only say it has been a really, really good journey. But because of that, I haven't really been able to broadcast any of my trading video or anything like that. So what happened around? Why did I go back today? Well, basically, first thing is that I've been trading throughout all this month. I mean, I still trade, even though my last video was back in April. I still trade. But the reason I stopped is because I find that it was very hard for me to do acting at the same time and also be able to trade. I have to completely change my trading style. Back then when I was an independent trader and that's all I do all day, I have pretty much 24 hours. So I can really trade the London station. I can stay in front of my computer for hours and hours a day. And because I went back to do acting and a lot of other works, I realized I wasn't able to do that. So I sort of switched the style to more of a swing trade. And that took me a lot of time to come up with something that's solid, that's valid. So right after the April video, I realized I couldn't really broadcast and bring any value anymore because I didn't really have a sounded strategy. So I took some time off from this weekly update and video, but I still trade. And right now it's November, so what my plan was to see if I can consistently make some profit in 6 months, and I did it actually. I was able to generate some profit in the past 6 months while I was doing a lot of other things. While I was doing acting, I was doing again waitering, bartending, driving, things like that. And I was also away for the whole October. I was away on the cruise trip with my family. So that's why I now decide to continue this journey. Now, what is this page about? It's not only about trading. Another new thing is that I reinstated my real estate license. Now, it wasn't my intention to do so. I've always been a real estate investor from the past, and I was always fine to just buying and selling as an individual investor. But because of the regulation changed this year in Ontario, so this is going to be the last year that I'm able to basically reinstate my license. And if I didn't do it this year, then I will basically say goodbye to my real estate license forever. So because of that, I took some time to study again, pass the exam, and now I become a real estate salesperson again. And because of that, basically now I have a valid license. I might as well use it, so I decided to get back to the real estate market, which you will know that combined with trading, it's pretty much the same market. If you're talking about market, it's always the same market. So that's why I opened this new page. I close all my other Forex trading page, and now I'm just gonna put everything here in terms of money, in terms of investing. So for any of you, those people who are interested to know real estate market, trading, Forex market, microeconomics, just tune in to my live weekly video. And I will put sections, so if you're only interested in real estate, you can just jump ahead, and you can also watch a recording on Facebook or on YouTube. So I will still put my video here, and I will put this one right here later on, so it will have a weekly review. All right, this is my acting website. As you can see my demo reel here. You can play around. You can see it has been a wonderful journey for me, and I still continue to act right now. This is my Instagram page. For any of you who are interested, I post a lot of interesting pictures, videos, and stories, so feel free to follow me. All right, so let's talk about Forex first. So as I was saying, after April, I stopped doing it, and I decided to try a new strategy. From April 1st, basically, up until September 30th, that's the past 6 months. And let me pull out my result here. So this is the result from April 1st, 2019. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I don't know if you can see this right now. Just give me 1 second. Interesting. Okay. Sorry guys, just give me 1 second. Alright, so you're not able to see this. I don't know why. Okay, just give me 1 second, guys. All right, now you can see. So this is the directly from my brokerage Interactive Brokers activity statement. As you can see, is April 1st, which is April Fool's Day, kind of funny, to September 30th. So this is a result for the past 6 months. Now I want you to ignore about the capital, because it's no meaning to look at the money amount. When you look at the capital, it's always gonna be a lot less than for some people, and a lot more for some people. So there's always no point to, because I get this question a lot. Whenever people want to trade, they always ask me, oh, I only have 5,000, is that enough? Or they'll come say, hey, I only have 500. Or they'll come say, I only have 100 grand. It doesn't matter what your money amount is, right? Because at the end of the day, what you want to focus on is the percentage, how much percentage you can generate. And that's very important, because that percentage will be something in the future. If you want as investors to join your account, they will never really look at your money amount. They will look at your percentage. They'll also look at your drawdown. They will also look at how consistent you are. So for the past 6 months, I was able to generate about 9.21%. So again, for some people, this might be very low. For some people, this might be very high. For me, the beauty of it is that I was doing all this part-time. I spent literally 10 minutes a day, Monday to Thursday, basically, just to take a look at the market. And this is the strategy I developed completely for myself. I want a strategy that I can use daily, day in and day out. I can still have a life. I can still work full-time. I can still do a lot of things. As I mentioned, becoming an actor is a great journey, but I will never know what my schedule is for next week, because a lot of time my agent will just send me an audition. A lot of time the shooting will become a long hours on set. Or a lot of time when I go work in a bar or waitering, like all these things you have no control. So I want a strategy that is basically very passive, very set and forget. So that's why I was very proud to be able to generate almost double digit, right, 9% in this past 6 months, while I was working at anything else, every other thing other than trading. And I wasn't able to show you the drawdown, but the drawdown is also very, very low. It wasn't a hectic performance. Basically, it was very, very stable. I wasn't. I mean, I was hoping I can show you the drawdown, because that's the most important thing. All right, I'll see if I can show you guys that on my next video. But basically, what I want to say is, because this strategy has been working so well, and I intend to continue to use it, so I'm now confident enough to basically share it with you guys. So if any of you out there are in the same position, that you have a full-time job, maybe you are actor as well, or you're artist, that you're only able to dedicate 10 minutes a day for the market, then this will be a great thing for you. Because a lot of people want to get into trading, and a lot of trading video or gurus that you see online, they pretty much, this is their job, right? So they're in front of a market 24/7. It's very hard to find that bridge from a person who never trade and become a person who can make money from market. I would definitely not recommend people to quit their job tomorrow and then just start trading. A lot of people do that, and that brings you a lot of stress, because trading is always, it's very unstable. Basically, it's very uncertain. So you want to treat it like a part-time job, right? Now it's better than part-time job, because you don't really work full-time, but the potential is infinite, and what you need to do is control the risk. So basically, I was happy about the result, and that's why I'm confident that the past 6 months I proved myself to be diligent, disciplined, and also persistent in this approach, and that's why I'm back here to broadcast this. Okay, so let's continue. For the market right now, I can just go over quickly. Now, biggest headline right now is the trade war between the US and China. So if you want to sum up, it's exactly what happened in the market, is that the party is still going on, and nobody want to burst the bubble. Okay, that's the best thing I can describe. That means since 2015, 2016, 2017, and 2018, global economy had recovered very well. And when the economy recovered very well from the financial crisis that we had back in 2008, a lot of central banks use a quantitative easing. So that's a term. Basically, they make the money very cheap by printing a lot of money. Now, the money is very cheap, so what happened is a lot of business and investors will start borrowing money to do business. And that generate a lot of business activities. So that makes the economy goes well. Now, eventually, you have to withdraw the money from the market. So the money cannot be that cheap anymore. You have to have a sort of a fair point. But as we can see, at the beginning of this year, a lot of central banks start raising interest rate. And soon we have a decline of the stock market. And that makes the market and investor sort of cry out. And now, all the president or central banks, nobody wants to be the person who bring down the market. Now, on top of that, because of the trade war, a lot of countries, they start using the same strategy, which is they make their money cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, so that at least the domestic business can still go ongoing. So that's what happened. Basically, to sum up in 2019, is that at the beginning of 2019, people were very worried about the market. We're thinking that, okay, is there going to be a downturn? And right now we are at the end of 2019. If you look at the major indices, if you look at Dow Jones 1 year, it's 14%, S&P 18%, Nasdaq 22%. This is crazy if you look at this result, right? Now look at the FTSE, Euro stocks, DAX, the European market. So it's really a global market. If you look at Nikkei 225, 7%, Hang Seng is 4%, regardless what happened in Hong Kong, it's still 4% up. So that's what happened. basically to the economy right now. So it's not just a Forex, right? The reason I love to do real estate, because real estate is a big market which tied to the currency market. It is all about the monetary policy. It's all about the money supply and demand. So I can just tell you right now, because this ongoing trend, the cheap money will continue. That means the stock market will continue to be doing very well. And what's that going to do to a real estate market? Well, basically, when the money is cheap, then for the real estate market, is that people can still borrow money to buy houses. But it's not that simple for the real estate market, because the real estate market has a lot to do with leverage. This is the only financial asset that you're able to borrow money from the banks. So the banks will have their own regulation. For example, in Canada, it's very, very hard to do a sort of a risky investing from the conventional banks, because banks don't like to take that much risk. So even though the Canadian dollar is, the central banks are not raising interest rate and they're just on hold right now, that doesn't mean money is cheap, but that doesn't mean the real estate activity will be very well, because it really depends on the financial institutions' regulations. Now I want you to take a look at the equity chart, because that way it's easier for your visual. So let's take a look at it. Indices. So I'm opening the chart for the equity market, major indices. So that way you can see exactly what happened this year. And that all tied down to the fundamentals. So as I mentioned, for those of you who have followed me before, I am a fundamental Forex trader. I always look at the fundamental, the big pictures, before I enter into everything. Because the fundamental will always work in the long term. And since that I am not a day trader anymore, so the fundamental will always be very important for my trading strategies. Okay. So take a look at DAX, right? This is the European market. And this line I drew at the beginning of 2019. So if you zoom out a little bit, at the beginning of 2019, right here. Oh, sorry. At the this is where did I draw this line? Interesting. I thought I drew at the beginning of 2019. Maybe I drew at 2018. But this was the line that, I drew at 2018. Okay, let's take a look at Nikkei. That's easier to see. I'm gonna leave this away. All right. So this is 2018, 2015. All right. So as you can see, 2018 is right here, right? So from 2018 to 2019, we have a sort of a downtrend for the European market. And at that time, like I say, all the central banks are raising interest rate or stop the quantitative easing. So that caused the market completely drop. And as we can see from this January 2019, it is an up market again. So if you zoom out, you look at other market. If you look at Nikkei 225, it's exactly same pictures. We have very low point from 2019, and it is a very, very good year for the equity market. So that just to show you that yes, the market is going up, but why? The reason is because the money is cheap, and it will continue to be like this probably for next year. Like I say, it doesn't mean we're in a healthy economy. It just means that nobody wants to be the person who bursts out the bubble. Now, as a trader or as a market, it doesn't matter if you're in real estate or if you're in equities or if you're in currency. You don't want to fight against the market. The market is always right. The market is always your friend. So what you want to do is to time the market, make sure you're in the right trend. You don't want to argue with that, because a lot of people who say, oh, this is not a healthy economy because it's not the right way to trade. This is not the right way to to stimulate the economy. It doesn't matter. Who cares? I apologize that I have a dog right beside me. Apologize for the barking. So this is not the right way to trade, or it's not the right way to treat the economy. It doesn't matter. You are not an economist. You are not a government official. You as a trader or I as a trader, we're here just trying to make some money. And what you want to do is catch the big waves. The big waves means how are the fundamental doing, and go with the fundamental. And that way, you don't need to go in and out every day. You only need to grab and catch the big waves. Then you can just ride the wave again. So like you see, NASDAQ, beginning of 2019, it's at 6,000. Right now we're at 8,000. So it's another new high basically. So I'm just saying that I remember so clearly last year we have a little bit panic, and now this year we're up again. So that's what happened to the Forex market. Okay, so what does that have to do with the real estate market? As I say, I just got back in the real estate market, so I'll be honest with you, I am still need to do a little bit research for the real estate, and I need to bring more news to you next time. But what does that have to do with real estate market? In the general view is that because the money is still cheap, so the market will most likely continue to go up. Now, if you take a look at the current Toronto market, okay, I'm only going to focus on Toronto because it's where I live. If you look at the current Toronto market, we have so many new condo construction coming up, so many new buildings. And if you look at the housing market, the price picked up again. So for the market itself, it really ties down to the central bank's decision. Now for Toronto, there is a biggest Jack. For Toronto, there is a very big advantage is that this is immigration city. Okay, so for Toronto especially is that we have more and more population coming into Toronto. So unlike Vancouver, the real estate market is completely tied to the hot money that's directly from Asia. A lot of people park their money there, but Vancouver doesn't have any real sectors. It doesn't have any industries. Where people in Toronto, they immigrate in the city and really work as a force. So for Toronto, it's very different that the market goes up with a very strong fundamental support. So basically, that's what happened. Just a quick sum up to the real estate market here. And again, I will bring more news next week. This is just a quick short video to basically let you know this is my new page. And I'm gonna continue update trading video every week, completely free. If you have any question in regards to Forex market, microeconomics, or the Toronto local real estate market, feel free to let me know. Feel free to follow me. And other than that, thanks for watching. I apologize for the barking. I do love dogs, but they do bark a lot. So anyway, I will be back next week, and I will bring you more stuff. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.